If you're watching this video and you're working a job or you're in university and you're looking for ways to make some extra income on the side and you've been looking at trading as a side hustle to make some extra money, please watch the entire video because I'm going to explain why trading might not be your best option as a beginner. I'm not here to hate on trading. There are hundreds of millionaires with trading and the business model actually works. I'm just going to explain why it might not be your best option as a beginner. And no, I am not a six-figure crypto trader. I literally make all of my money by selling AI digital products, and I help other people do that as well. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Angelo. I'm a 21 entrepreneur and I become financially free, location free, and time free by selling AI digital products. So I'm simply just going to shed some light, some clarity on the truths and things that certain people don't say about trading that I've personally gone through when I started my journey with trading before getting into AI digital products. That being said, bring on your pen and paper and let's get started. And for those of you that still want some proof, still want to see some results, you can see everything right here on the screen. You can take your time, pause it, read it, it's all up to you. But things weren't always like this. Like I used to literally be in debt and overdraft every single month for years. And it wasn't until I actually locked in with this business that I was able to make amounts like this. And this is only counting the passive income, not the active income. But that being said, for those of you that don't know what trading is basically selling assets like company shares, other countries' currencies, or digital currencies like Bitcoin, for example, for a profit. So you buy when the asset is at a lower price, or you sell when the price or the asset, or you sell when the price of the asset is pretty high. That being said, now that you kind of have an idea of what trading is, why is trading overrated and why is not your best option as a beginner? Number one, it demands a lot of money to get started, and there's also a high risk of losing money. So the thing is with trading is that you're not really in control of what's going on in the market because you don't really have any leverage. You don't really have an asset that you own in and of itself. You don't really know what's going on. And keep in mind that you are competing against people that have been trading for decades, that are in insider groups with these politicians, and you're also competing with bots, aka artificial intelligence that is literally built to win as much trades as possible. And once again, you're not in control of how the market goes. And once again, of course, you can start off by trading demo and all this crazy stuff so you can kind of get an idea of how the market goes, but eventually you will have to put a lot of money into it if you want to make the most money. And if you're a beginner and you're starting off, you don't really have much cash, this is not your best option. Once again, this is coming from somebody that actually tried trading for quite some time and crypto as well, and I lost all my money in literally 5 minutes, and I will never ever get back into that except if it's like in a long-term investment context. But when it comes to like day trading in and of itself, whether it be forex or stocks or crypto, whatever it is, I'm never ever doing that again. Once again, because it demands way too much money and the risk of losing money is way too high. Number two is the emotional stress behind it. Not only can fear and greed make you buy or sell at the wrong time, but when you're not educated the right way, you're not even leaning on your knowledge, you're just leaning on your emotions. And of course, the top traders, they don't lean on their emotions to make money. But as a beginner, you're putting in so much money into this, you're putting in so much time and effort that you are literally getting anxious and frustrated every single time you have to put in a trade. And once again, you could just have one bad trade for the entire week and that can mess up your entire strategy and your entire portfolio in a matter of minutes. And some people won't admit this, but they're literally hooked on the excitement. They're literally just gambling because in all honesty, nobody knows what the market is going to do. Literally, Donald Trump the other day added the whole tariff business going on and people were not expecting that, and that literally went horribly wrong for people that was not in the insider group with Donald Trump. Donald Trump only did that deal for people that was in his circle. That means that everybody else, or at least most people that are trading, lost money. So I could probably go on into details when it comes to like this whole trading psychology and how you can get hooked on the excitement and it's literally gambling. I can go on into that, but the one thing that I do want to mention in this video that it is extremely time consuming. Not only do you need to spend hours in front of a screen, but you also need to do market analysis, adapt your strategies, read the charts, come up with a strategy, and then use this and use that, and then you have to actually copy it. Bro, there's way too much time that goes into it when you don't even make that much money at the beginning. Keep in mind that an average profitable trader takes 2 to 3 years to become profitable. In other words, during those 2 to 3 years, you're just losing money back to back to back. And once again, those 2 to 3 years, because the learning curve of trading is so long and so high, during those 2 to 3 years, you're losing money back to back. You might make a trade here and there and make some money, just like it happened for me. I was able to make some money here and there, got excited. I was like, okay, cool, this shit is working. And then you lose everything in a matter of seconds. And when you compare this timeline to all the businesses where you can make a lot more money or the same amount of money in way shorter time, it doesn't make any sense. If for somebody that likes being in front of a screen for hours and doing analysis and being super technical and stuff, then go ahead and do trading. If you really want to take that amount of risk and you have the money to spend it, then go ahead. But there are way too many people literally getting into debt and becoming gamblers because of trading. And once again, to me, it doesn't make any sense because for 2 to 3 years straight, you're just losing money back to back to back. And once again, in the context of a beginner, when you don't really have much cash, or you probably don't have much time either because you're working a job, it doesn't make any sense. So what is the better option? In my personal opinion, the one business that helped me make over $6,000 passively and not only move out, provide for my family, has been digital synthesis. And digital synthesis, to put it in very simple terms, is basically selling AI digital products. And a very high emphasis on AI because not only does AI create the product for you, but it can also do the marketing and automations on the back end, so this entire business can run on autopilot. So in other words, you don't have to be in front of a screen for hours because this whole thing is running on autopilot while you sleep. And of course, these are digital products that we're selling, so there's no inventory, there's no shipping, there are no logistics, there's no waiting time, and it's 100% profit and remote. Number two, you don't need much experience to get started. You don't need any experience to get started. You don't have such a high learning curve like in trading. Digital synthesis is the only business in history that allows you to learn and earn at the exact same time. Before, for centuries, including myself, you had to invest into courses, listen to podcasts, read books, invest into mentorship, apply it, and then you make money. But digital synthesis is the only business that allows you to learn about a subject and then you you synthesize or regurgitate that information that you're getting back to your audience, and you get paid for it. So you don't need a degree, you don't need to be an expert, and you don't even need any experience because once again, AI is here to enhance the knowledge or the information that you already have. Number three, more peace, more purpose. Once again, digital synthesis is one of those business models where you don't really have much stress going on. Now, of course, you do need to put in the work. This business isn't easy, but compared to trading where you have such an emotional baggage behind it and so much time behind it as well, digital synthesis is literally superior. Because you're only working for about an hour to 2 hours max a day, and this is literally just in the beginning phases. Once you scale this business just like I have, you only work for about 40 minutes to maybe 50 minutes a day. Because once again, AI is here to automate the entire process. And once again, you feel good about yourself because you're actually helping real people solve a specific real problem. And comparing this to trading, you are 100% in control of your potential. With trading, you don't really know what's going on in the market. Even if you try to predict things as much as you want to, you can't 100% say why. But in digital synthesis, if you don't make any sales in a month, it's 100% your fault. In other words, you're 100% responsible and in control of how much money you make. And just like I've said before, you get literally 90% profit and 90% of the job is already done for you thanks to AI. You've never seen these type of margins in any other business in this planet. Number four, low risk and high reward. You don't need a lot of money to get started. You don't need a lot of time to get started. And when it comes to maintenance, AI is here to literally maintain the whole thing for you when it comes to the automations. So as long as you have an extra $5 to $10 a day, there's no reason why you can't succeed in this business. And the only reason why we're investing back into the business with $5 to $10 a day is for ads, because we want to speed up the process as much as possible. But if you don't have any money to invest into the business, you can start this off with $0 and only like about an hour to 2 hours of work on a daily, or you just batch create everything on the weekends and then you schedule it out for the week. That means that you only worked on the weekend for about 4 hours and then the whole week you're making money because everything is already scheduled out. And if you start this business with $0, of course it's gonna take more time and more energy, but you're still gonna make 100% profit. And if you do invest in ads, you're barely investing $5 to $10 a day. Of course, the more you invest, the better, but you don't need a huge budget to make this business work. Digital synthesis allows you to monetize your passion. It allows you to monetize your knowledge. And as long as you have some level of interest, passion, love, knowledge, information, expertise, or skill, you can turn that into a digital product and sell it to people that actually need it. And the best part is that AI is doing 90% of the job for you. And if you don't believe me, you can literally look this up on Google. This industry is projected to be worth over $1 trillion within these next 10 years. So what I'm saying here is that if you want to get started in this industry, if you want to monetize your skill or monetize your knowledge, you need to do this now. Because not only is it growing, but it's going to keep growing over time. And if you want to make the most out of this opportunity, you need to start now. And this is the exact business that allowed me to travel to Paris, go to Barcelona, go to Portugal, go to London, go to the Caribbean, enjoy my life. But not only that, also move out and provide for my family. And I'm not here to flex a Lambo, I'm not here to flex a Ferrari and the chains and the watches, because that's not the life that I want. But what I do want is being able to be in control of my finances, be able to provide for my family, and have the flexibility of time and money to travel around the world. And if you feel like you want those things as well, then you should get started with this ASAP. Now, if you're wondering, okay, cool, it sounds great, but how exactly does this work? Well, number one, we're generating traffic. So whether that be with ads, with content, or both, whether it be on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, it doesn't really matter. All you need to do is generate traffic. In other words, create content that is actually targeted to your specific audience and the exact problem that you're solving. Run the content, get that traffic, and everybody that is coming in, bring in through this entire system right here on the back end. But number one, the first thing that we're doing is creating content and engaging with our audience in the DMs. So whether that be with voice notes, with calls, through stories, through comments, we're engaging with our audience so we can not only get to understand them, but also provide them a product that they actually need. Once you have a good of traffic going on, you can create a free product that's going to be there to nurture your audience. So of course, it's easy to gain people's attention, but we need to also maintain that attention and nurture that attention so we can convert those views into dollars in our pocket. And that's where having a free product comes in, and you can host these products on System.io or Gumroad and create it with AI, which is 100% for free. Now, the purpose of this free digital product is to nurture your audience with an automated system on the back end, whether that be with YouTube videos, whether that be with an email automated campaign, or you can do both just like I do. And once again, all the traffic that we're getting through the DMs with the digital product and to nurturing them, we're all driving it to straight right here into our paid product. And not only did this work for me, this is just a few screenshots of the money that I've made passively, but it also worked for Kimberly, who made her first sale in 7 days. Now, unfortunately, you can't really see the testimonial because it's kind of blurry, but just think about it for a second. Imagine being able to make money in literally 7 days compared to having to wait or grind for 2 to 3 years straight to make your first few dollars with trading. It doesn't make any sense. So I have a question for you. Which one do you think makes the most sense? Trading, where you have to spend hours, days, years glued to your screen studying candlesticks, indicators, and fixed strategies, just to risk $500 and maybe make $50, because once again, it's not guaranteed. You're not in control of the market. You don't know what you're doing. And for you to even get a slight edge, you have to invest in thousands of dollars for mentorship. Not only is this stressful, but it's unpredictable and it can be mentally draining and time consuming. Or digital synthesis, where you create an AI product once, you sell it for $27, $50, $100, or high ticket if you want to, keep 90 to 100% profit, and you don't have to watch your screen for hours. You don't have to study the market. There's no gambling, there's no burnout. You don't need a team. You don't even have to show your face. You don't have to get on calls, and you only work for about an hour to 2 hours a day max. Because the only thing you need is your phone, Wi-Fi, and ChatGPT. That is it. So in all honesty, which one sounds better to you? If you reach until this part of the video, I want you to understand that this is an opportunity of a lifetime. And if you want to make extra income online without needing a lot of money up front, without needing a lot of time up front, then you need to take action on this right now while you still can. And keep in mind that this business is still undersaturated and underrated like crazy. So much that Iman Gadzhi is starting to talk about it now. So that means that you need to start on this ASAP before it blows up. So if you ever have any questions, you want to know a bit more details about the business and you're not really sure, then send me a DM on Instagram or check the link in the description for a free digital synthesis blueprint, aka a free document that explains how this business works, how to get started, and all of my resources that you can use for free to run this business. Now, if for whatever reason you feel like having that document is not going to be enough, having this video is not enough, you want to know more, you want that weekly guidance to not only start this business but scale this business to the moon, then book a one-on-one call with me. We're going to have a conversation and get to know each other better. And if you actually are committed about this, I'm more than happy to give you all the sauce, give you all the strategies on a weekly basis and get you to that 6K per month ASAP. That being said, if you ever have any curiosities or you want to know more about the business, check the link in the description and I'll talk to you soon.